India's only candidate for the Clipper Round the World contest. It's a sailing contest and Gaurav Shinde is with the report live. He's going to be sailing for 1 full year from June onwards. Gaurav, how did you come across this competition? You've been a budding sailor and what are your preparations?
So yeah, I've been sailing since I was 12 years old and I came across offshore sailing in 2006 and I fell in love with offshore sailing. And so after winning both the national championships in offshore sailing in 2008 and 2011, the next step, logical step, was to do something at an international level. Clipper basically is a race for amateurs, and so I decided to apply for it. And with the help of the Yachting Association, I actually got an entry. And yeah, so
you're the only Indian representative. Is this the first time any Indian has applied?
So there have been a lot of Americans who have sailed, Americans who are of Indian origin, but yeah, they don't hold an Indian passport. So I'm the first Indian to ever, like from mainland India, to actually go there and race in this competition. And in India, offshore sailing is not something anyone does. It's as you know, there have been two people who have sailed around the world solo non-stop from the Navy, and they did it because they had naval backing. In the civilian space, there are absolutely no offshore sailing in India.
What is offshore sailors or sailing? If you can just explain to us what it means.
So it's like athletics when you have a sprint and a marathon. What happens in the Olympics are mostly sprints. These are marathons which take a year long, 6 months long, 3 months long. They're around the world from one continent to another. That's offshore sailing.
Can you tell us the number of continents that you will be going to visiting? Because it's going to be the sea is not the same, the weather is not the same.
So it's going to be all continents except for Antarctica. 13 countries to be precise. Weather is going to be different because when you start from UK, we're going to France first, which is the Bay of Biscay is very dangerous for its storms. Last year there was a race, around the world race, and two boats actually started from France and they had damages in the Bay of Biscay and had to return back. Next we go through the equator, a place called the doldrums. The doldrums sometimes has absolutely zero wind for days and days.
That's why doldrums.
Yeah. And then you start going down to the roaring 40s, the ferocious 50s and the 60s, and then rounding the Cape of Good Hope, which was like a big thing in the yesteryears. Then sail from Cape Town all the way to Australia, which is a very long lake. And so if you see, the earth is spherical, so if you draw a straight line, it's a longer line, but if you go south near the Antarctic, it's a shorter route. So we will go as close to the Antarctic, navigate through icebergs, and Southern Ocean is very, very wild. It's like waves after waves after waves coming at you. And Australia, then again across the equator with the doldrums to very heavy shipping traffic near China, and we go to Qingdao. And Qingdao is really bad. You'll have ice all over your boat. And from Qingdao, you sail again, you go towards the North Pacific, and you go towards the Arctic regions, the Arctic Pacific regions, and sail to San Francisco. Then again through the Panama Canal back to New York, get the Gulf Stream from Florida onwards to go towards going north. From New York we sail to Ireland, and that's going to be again the North Atlantic. So these are the kind of weather we're hoping to go through.
The whole year you will be on this boat?
Yeah, so it'll be sailed in legs. So we'll be on the boat in legs. There'll be a day, like 10 to 15 days where we'll stop at 13 stopovers for repairs. And yeah, there'll be some PR happening over there. The race has to earn its money, so there'll be race villages at many countries.
When you're on sea, what happens to your food? What happens to your mood? What happens to the food? All these things.
So yeah,
it gets polluted.
The food is mostly packaged food. I mostly prefer living like I've not sailed that long, but I eat very less when I'm at sea. I drink more. I like eating more fluids, but mostly it's going to be pasta with tomato sauce because that saves us a lot of weight and a lot of hard work trying to cook good food. But yeah, there'll be some days when we'll actually cook good food, like some occasions. Like when we cross the equator, it's called the crossing the line ceremony, where there's a court which is convened in the boat. The senior most sailor is King Neptune, and his wife is the junior most sailor. And everyone who's sailing across for the first time has to get initiated. And yeah, hair is cut. You are made to like eat the most atrocious food ever.
You will cook?
Yeah, there'll be someone on the boat who'll cook that. And yeah, that is not food you can eat, but you'll have to eat it. Yeah, and that's how it'll be. So then loo is, we basically have a loo inside the boat, which is hard because you're sharing it with 17 other people.
Serious?
Yes, and with the kind of the boat is going to be slamming up and down. So yeah, the best thing will be if you are not wearing jackets or suits, be in your pants. And if there is water flowing, like coming all over you, then be in your pants is the best thing because yeah, no one will notice. Otherwise, just be overboard. Yeah, and yeah.
Funding is not easy for such kind of competitions, and we've seen how in India it's very difficult to get funds. You've done some very innovative and gutsy things to raise this kind of money. And what is it?
So I started a crowdfunding campaign with which I raised almost 1,70,000 rupees. It was, even crowdfunding was a bit tough actually because I did not get I did not trend on social media. I'm not that big on Twitter, so I wasn't really able to connect with a lot of people. And I was traveling at that time, so I couldn't really exploit it to the maximum. Yeah, I've been looking at other companies now, which isn't really shaping out, but I'm trying. Funding, otherwise, for me it's pretty hard because my father is a normal man. He's a mechanic. I don't think he can support me a lot. But yesterday, actually, he said he wouldn't mind selling off one of our houses for. Yeah. So yesterday, actually, he said he wouldn't mind selling off some property for giving me, but because he's 60 years old, I don't really want to stress him on that. Otherwise, I'm looking at private sponsors. I'm meeting a few people. I'm trying to get a meeting with the chief minister so that I can probably meet him and tell him that I'm a Maharashtrian first of all, and there is the first civilian from India doing like this. So I think I can get some support.
I hope people are listening to this. There is still scope. We have 1 month before Gaurav goes, and if anyone is interested, they can fund him. The email will be up on the report live. Thank you, Gaurav. It's been really nice talking to you, and we wish you the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.